Have you ever wondered how Conor McGregor became the face of the UFC? Well, the story begins on the Emerald Isle in a place called Crumlin. There, a young Conor McGregor was nurtured, a boy with a fiery spirit and a heart brimming with dreams. As a child, McGregor was always a bit of a scrapper, a trait that eventually led him to the Crumlin Boxing Club. Here he found an outlet for his boundless energy and a platform to channel his passion for combat. Boxing was his first love, but it wouldn't be his last. A few years down the line, McGregor discovered mixed martial arts, a discipline that captivated him with its blend of skill, strategy, and raw power. The octagon called to him and he answered, trading his boxing gloves for a pair of MMA ones. The switch was not just a change of gear, it marked the beginning of a journey that would take him to the pinnacle of the UFC. McGregor's debut in the UFC came in 2013 against an American fighter named Marcus Brimage. The fight was a whirlwind, a testament to McGregor's prowess and potential. With a knockout in just over a minute, McGregor made his presence known, and the world of UFC took notice. This was no ordinary fighter. This was a man with a vision, a man with the talent and the determination to back it up. This victory was more than just a win, it was a statement. McGregor was here, and he was ready to take on the world. He had risen from a small town in Ireland, from a young boy with a dream, to a man on the cusp of greatness. In this world where fighters come and go, where champions are made and broken, McGregor stood out. He was different, he was special, and he was just getting started. From his humble beginnings, McGregor was set to become a force to be reckoned with in the UFC. McGregor's journey in the UFC was just beginning. As he stepped into the featherweight division, the stakes got higher, the fights more intense, and the victories even sweeter. One of the key milestones in McGregor's featherweight journey was his tussle with Dustin Poirier, a fight that showcased not only McGregor's raw power, but also his strategic prowess. He took Poirier apart, piece by piece, with a tactical precision that left fans and critics alike in awe. The fight ended with a technical knockout, a testament to McGregor's dominance and a sign of what was to come. Next came Chad Mendes, a formidable opponent with a reputation for resilience. But even Mendes couldn't withstand the onslaught of McGregor's fury. The Irishman danced around the octagon, landing blow after blow, until Mendes succumbed to the force of McGregor's left hand. It was a victory that cemented McGregor's place as a serious contender in the featherweight division. But the pinnacle of McGregor's featherweight journey was his showdown with Jose Aldo, the reigning featherweight champion. Aldo, a seasoned warrior, was expected to be McGregor's toughest challenge yet. But McGregor had other plans. When the bell rang, McGregor charged. 13 seconds. That's all it took for him to dispatch Aldo with a left hook that resonated around the world. 13 seconds to claim the featherweight championship. 13 seconds to etch his name in the annals of UFC history. The victory was swift, decisive, and breathtakingly spectacular. In that moment, McGregor was no longer just another fighter. He was the featherweight champion. He was the man who had dethroned Aldo, one of the most decorated fighters in UFC history. He was the man who had redefined what it meant to be dominant in the featherweight division. With his knockout victory over Aldo, McGregor became a superstar in the UFC. He was now a force to be reckoned with, a fighter whose skill, agility, and sheer power made him a threat to anyone who dared to step into the octagon with him. His journey in the featherweight division was just the beginning of a storied career that would take him to heights few could even dream of. But McGregor was not content with just one championship. As a man driven by ambition, he sought to carve his name deeper into the annals of UFC history. The featherweight title was not enough to quench his thirst for glory. He set his sights on the lightweight division, a move that was as audacious as it was unprecedented. McGregor's move to lightweight was not just a shift in weight class, it was a statement, a declaration of his intent to dominate not just one but two divisions. It was a bold move, fraught with risk, yet it was a risk McGregor was more than willing to take. His first challenge in this new division was Eddie Alvarez, a seasoned fighter with a reputation for toughness and resilience. The stakes were high. Victory would mean making history. Defeat would be a setback to his soaring ambitions. But McGregor was not one to back down. He was a fighter in every sense of the word, and he was ready to take on the challenge. The fight against Alvarez was a spectacle, a testament to McGregor's skill and determination. He dominated the octagon, dictating the pace of the fight with his aggressive style and precise strikes. Each punch, each kick, each move was a display of his mastery over the sport. And then it happened. The moment that would forever etch his name in UFC history. McGregor defeated Alvarez, becoming the first fighter in the history of UFC to hold titles in 2 weight classes simultaneously. It was a feat that transcended the boundaries of the sport, a feat that proved that McGregor was not just a great fighter, but a legend. McGregor's victory over Alvarez cemented his legacy as one of the greatest fighters in UFC history. His journey in the lightweight division was not just about winning a title, it was about making history, about defying odds, and about proving that he was indeed the best. Yet even the greatest warriors faced defeat. Now, who could ever forget the shockwaves that rippled through the world when the notorious Conor McGregor succumbed to defeat? Not once, but twice. Fierce competitors Nate Diaz and Khabib Nurmagomedov both managed to overcome the Irish powerhouse in thrilling contests that left fans and critics alike utterly astounded. First, let's take a stroll down memory lane to that fateful night in March of 2016. McGregor, the reigning featherweight champion, faced off against the resilient Nate Diaz. Billed as a clash of titans, the match was anything but predictable. Diaz, with his relentless ground game and ironclad chin, handed McGregor his first UFC loss. The sight of McGregor tapping out sent tremors through the fight world, and it was a humbling moment for the otherwise brash and confident fighter. Fast forward to October of 2018, the stage was set for another colossal showdown, this time against Khabib Nurmagomedov. The animosity between the two was palpable, and the fight was as much a battle of personalities as it was of fists and feet. Despite an energetic start, McGregor fell victim to Khabib's superior wrestling and brutal ground and pound, leading to another submission loss. These defeats, they didn't just impact McGregor's win-loss record, they also had a profound effect on his public image. The aura of invincibility that once surrounded him began to fade. Critics started questioning his abilities, and fans wondered if his best days were behind him. Yet, despite the setbacks, McGregor's resilience shone through. He took these losses not as a sign of weakness, but as a challenge to improve, to evolve, and to come back stronger. So yes, the notorious one faced defeat. He tasted the bitter pill of loss, and it wasn't easy. But every true warrior knows that defeat is not the end, but a stepping stone to greatness. Despite his losses, McGregor's impact on the UFC was undeniable. McGregor, however, was not one to be kept down for long. After a period of setbacks, the Irish fighter made his triumphant return to the UFC ring. His comeback fight was against the cowboy Donald Cerrone, a seasoned fighter known for his rugged resilience. McGregor's performance in this fight was nothing short of spectacular. He dominated the cowboy from the very start, displaying his signature left-hand punch that reminded us all why he is one of the most feared fighters in the UFC. His victory over Cerrone was swift and decisive, a testament to his unwavering determination and incredible fighting prowess. However, McGregor's return wasn't solely marked by victories. He reignited his rivalry with Dustin Poirier, a fighter who had previously faced defeat at the hands of McGregor. Their renewed competition brought forth some of the most electrifying moments in UFC history. Each encounter between these two titans was a display of raw strength, skill, and an unyielding will to win. Their rivalry is far from over. McGregor, ever the fighter, remains undeterred by the challenges that lie ahead. He is driven by a burning desire to regain his former glory, to once again be the undisputed king of the UFC. His journey is not just about winning titles, but about proving to the world that he is still one of the greatest fighters the UFC has ever seen. Despite the odds, McGregor continues to push forward. His indomitable spirit, coupled with his exceptional skill set, makes him a formidable opponent for any fighter. Each time he steps into the ring, he brings with him a level of intensity and excitement that is unmatched. McGregor's return to the UFC has been a thrilling journey, filled with high-stakes fights, intense rivalries, and inspiring moments of triumph. He has shown us that no matter how hard the fall, the king can always rise again. In the face of adversity, McGregor continues to fight, proving that he is truly a legend in the UFC. So, what is the legacy of Conor McGregor? Let's take a moment to reflect on the journey of this extraordinary fighter. From his humble beginnings in Dublin, Ireland, McGregor has carved a path in the UFC that few can rival. He's not just a fighter, he's a phenomenon, a force to be reckoned with, and a true game changer in the world of mixed martial arts. His career has been punctuated by a series of remarkable achievements. He's the first fighter in UFC history to hold titles in two weight classes simultaneously, featherweight and lightweight. His bouts have drawn record-breaking crowds and pay-per-view numbers, making him one of the biggest draws the sport has ever seen. But McGregor's impact goes beyond his impressive record and undeniable skill in the octagon. He's played a pivotal role in bringing UFC into the mainstream, attracting a new wave of fans with his larger-than-life personality and unyielding confidence. His trash-talking antics and flashy lifestyle have made headlines around the world. But behind it all, there's a hard-working and dedicated athlete who's utterly devoted to his craft. His influence on the sport is undeniable. He's challenged conventions, pushed boundaries, and set new standards. He's shown that a fighter can be more than just an athlete. They can be an entertainer, a brand, a global icon. He's changed the game in ways that will be felt for generations to come. But perhaps the most enduring aspect of McGregor's legacy is his indomitable spirit. He's faced adversity, defeat, and controversy, but he's never backed down. He's always bounced back, stronger and more determined than ever. His resilience and tenacity are a testament to his character and a source of inspiration for fighters and fans alike. Conor McGregor, a fighter, a champion, a legend. His story is one of ambition, determination, and resilience, forever etching his name in the annals of UFC history.